I notice that none of you have ever actually run a business, either now or in the past. Anyway, I can only say that I've been in business for nearly 40 years, and with all due respect, I've never heard so much fantasy economics in my life. Pure Marxist mathematics, pure guesstimation, pure EU. Your time and expertise, which you undoubtedly have, would be more efficiently and effectively used investigating the waste of money in the EU, where the good, hard-working taxpayers' money is squandered in this place in an appalling way, and more recently, very embarrassing for the European Union method by one of its members, moaning about citizens trying to minimise their tax exposure when EU assistants and APAs pay 15% tax and some MEPs pay no tax at all. The EU is the best tax racket in the world. So how they can complain about the poor citizens that they rule over, trying to save a few pennies here and there, is outrageous. Ordinary people may want to hide their money abroad as they fear their governments or future governments stealing their money. Perhaps, I'm sure it's all legally done, of course, once they've paid their taxes. They should be able to hide their money where they like. Who knows what the future holds? Socialist, communist, fascist governments. If Mr. Corbyn was elected in the UK, or some of the crazy socialists in France get elected, who in their right minds in France or the UK would not want to put their hard-earned tax money out of reach to prevent it being stolen by the state? Until recently, most of the EU was run by Soviet communists who quite frankly, is to say that they may not change back to the system they had before. Now, Britain and Holland may be well wedded to asset protection for hundreds of years, but this is a new concept to most of the people of Europe. So it's terrifying for the rest of us. The European Union loves taxation to feed its overpaid bureaucrats and their gold-plated pensions, not to mention the corruption. Now the EU is questioning VAT exemptions for commodity contracts in the UK for UK futures markets, such as London Metals Exchange, which has been going on since the 1970s. Quite legitimately, and was quite allowed at the time and has always been the case. But they've suddenly decided, now that we've got Brexit, that this is not. So what we've got with the EU is tax laws written in pencil. People and businesses fear the EU's rapacious tax ambitions to oil a gigantic and unnecessary extra layer of government. It's better if the public keep their money and circulate it. Better for the economy, better for employment, rather than give it to a bunch of bureaucrats who are going to squander it. The EU will have an even larger tax gap if it does not give Britain a fair Brexit. And we leave with our 35 billion you all so desperately need to keep this appalling thing afloat. And it will not do so for very long, in my opinion. And the Italians, I think, are going to show you the way as well. It's not just going to be Britain leaving. You'll probably see Italy, Hungary, the Czechs, and others. And even maybe the French, if the Gilets jaunes get a big showing in the forthcoming elections. Well,
David, are you coming closer to the question? Okay.
I've finished, sir. I'm sure you all enjoyed it.
Okay, thank you.
Perverse obviously doesn't, but then she never does.
Well, thank you, David. I would just remark that I spent part of my life in the system run by Soviet communists, and I wouldn't wish it for you to go through. Well, it's something totally different. But does anyone want to comment within 30 seconds? No? Okay. Thank you.
Fear of the answer or no answer at all.
Okay, so let's go on.
No answer.
EPP, Tom van der Kenleraar.